Hi, I'm Samuel. I'm joined with Lucy and Nishka, and today we'll be talking about how we can elevate human creativity with large language models. Sorry. Okay, so our purpose going into this, we had two main goals. One was to challenge the perception of AI being less creative than humans, and two was to explore the creativity of AI by specifically focusing on its ability to impersonate distinct individuals, and through which we hope to bolster human creativity with the use of artificial intelligence. Now, there's different types of creativity that we cover, and let's just go over them. First is divergent thinking. This involves generating multiple ideas or solutions to one problem. This might be thinking of different uses for mundane objects, maybe like a coin for a flathead screwdriver. You could also like use divergent thinking when you're just brainstorming different ideas for a project. And this is generally the type of creativity that people think of when you think of creativity. But there's more than that. There's also convergent thinking, which is creativity, but the complete opposite. It's finding the best single solution to a problem. You do this when you're taking like a multiple choice test and you have to decipher what the single correct answer is. We also have Big C, which is major productions in art, science, and social pieces. You could think of this as like Mona Lisa or the invention of the light bulb or printing press. And we have Little C. This is, of course, more common. It's any everyday activity that has some creativity, like teaching a dog a new trick. And we assess each of these creativities using different inventories and assessments. First is the alternate uses task, which is where you name alternate uses for a single mundane object. We have the remote associates task, which is where three words are given, and you have to come up with a fourth word associated with the three given words. We have the Torrance test of creative thinking. We use specifically the figural part, which is where you have to use picture-based exercises to assess mental characteristics. And finally, we have the NEO-FFI or NEO five-factor inventory. This is a personality questionnaire, and it's based on the big five personality traits of extroversion, agreeableness, openness, conscientiousness, and neuroticism. And we can combine each of these tests into one single assessment to get a full sense of one's creativity. And here's an example of just responses from each of these assessments. For the alternate uses task, remember that's the one where you think of as many uses as possible for a mundane object. Here, the mundane object is a ping pong ball, so different answers could be like a stress relieving device or a dog toy. And each of these examples, they're like practical uses with like your practical innovative uses. You wouldn't really think of these if you just saw a ping pong ball. For the remote associates test, we have, again, that's the three words that you're given. You think of a fourth word. For example, we have cottage, Swiss, and cake. The fourth word would be cheese because you'd have like cottage cheese, Swiss cheese, and cheesecake. Similarly, for loser, throat, and spot, you'd say the fourth word is sore because sore loser, sore throat, sore spot. And finally, we have the Torrance test of creative thinking. Again, that's getting images. So we provide a pair of parallel lines, and we ask test takers to think of as many figures from these parallel lines as possible. And different answers could include like mountain ranges, railroad tracks, musical notes, gears, bridges, and so on. Yeah.
Okay, so our project uses a unique method to explore if language models are more creative than humans. We start by combining questions from well-known creativity tests into a new questionnaire, along with a demographic questionnaire made using JotForm, which is HIPAA compliant. Then a language model pretends to be a participant using their demographic info and answers the same questions. We score both human and the LLM responses using creativity tests, and we repeat this process with different groups of people. Our goal is to figure out if guided by demographics, language models can be more creative than humans. This method helps us understand the relationship between humans and artificial intelligence in the creative field.
Next, let's take a look at our pilot data. The following table displays the AUT, RAT, and TTCT responses collected from a human participant. We then assign a numerical score for each assessment. As the RAT measures convergent creativity and the questions had a single answer, we score the responses based on the number of questions answered correctly. Note that the text in red are wrong answers and the text in green are correct. For the AUT and TTCT, there are more factors to consider. For the AUT, the numbers and the relevance, practicality, and originality of the objects all factor into the final score of 24 over here. As for the TTCT, the fluency, originality, abstractness of titles, elaboration, and resistance to premature closure result in our final score of 43. This is a human participant's preliminary results. Next, we'll be moving on to the language model impersonating the participant's demographics. Note that the large language model's AUT responses are more unique, RAT responses more accurate, 9 out of 11, and the TTCT descriptions more elaborate than that of our human participant. For instance, with the description, each step getting smaller as it extends, symbolizing progress and growth, is more elaborate than the previous response. So in this side-by-side comparison, in each assessment, the LLM scored higher than our human participant. This suggests that not only are AI capable of demonstrating convergent creativity, but also divergent creativity through generating unique ideas.
In our future work, we're planning to enhance our understanding of creativity through strategic steps. We'll engineer specialized prompts to ensure practical responses from language models. We also plan on developing our own platform to support and enhance human creativity. The next phase involves a broader comparison, where we'll assess the creative abilities of a more diverse group of participants against those of language models. The ultimate goal is to have our platform offer innovative and personalized solutions to the problems users share. Our utmost gratitude to Sahar Jahanikia for her guidance and ASDRP for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you very much. If you have any questions, we're happy to take them now.